Welcome to the Palavela here in Turin. The 2010 World Ice Skating Championships continue, and I hope you'll enjoy it. We're with the original dance today. Second stage of the ice dance competition. Simon Reed alongside Chris Howarth as normal. And all 27 who competed in the original dance make it through here competed in the compulsories, make it through to the original. And there's the order. Our program a little truncated. We're going to show you the first hour and a half, then we're going to be missing for a while, and then back again to see certainly the last two groups. And they should be very exciting indeed. Situation is that Tessa Virtue and Scott Moir lead for Canada by just under a mark from Meryl Davis and Charlie White. Looks like the battle for goals between those two, but don't tell it to the Italians because they're tucked in third place, comfortably in third place. FAIELLA and SCALI, within a gap of another 3 marks. And 3 teams vying for 4th. PECHALAT and BOURZAT have 4th place at the moment for France. Baklova and Novitsky, 5th for Russia, and Sinead and John KERR for Great Britain. They're all within a mark, so it's very tight there. But, Chris, it should be very exciting for the gold medal.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of different battles going on. I mean, the Italians, although they've got quite an advantage going into this original dance, they've got to skate their socks off this afternoon because 3 big teams right behind them. And yes, absolutely, between the Canadians and the Americans, I think we'll get a pretty clear indication this afternoon of what's going to happen as far as the gold medal is concerned. But it's very, very interesting and really tight. Can't wait.
So the original dance, as at the Olympics, is folk country dance. The costumes reflecting that already, of course.
Yeah, great choice, really entertaining, and you're going to see some fantastic interpretations of this afternoon. Most of the skaters opting for something from their country. A few people being a little more adventurous, but the Brits there, Christina and Mark, Scottish theme for them. And good to see the KERRs have gone back to their original Scottish theme. I think that was good, a good move for them. Should bring the house down if they can really nail it this afternoon.
Yes, Christina and Mark in 24th place.
They'll be hoping to move up this afternoon, and I think they possibly can. I mean, the compulsory dance was a difficult one, the Golden Waltz, and they stand every chance of moving up a couple of places if they can skate well this afternoon.
There'll be 3rd to go, and the 4th to go. Alison Reed and JAPARIDZE from Georgia. Alison, remember, just 15 years of age. She really does look so mature for her age. Lying in 22nd place. Coached alongside the KERRs by Evgeny Platov. Alison from the US, originally from Japan. She has a Japanese mother. Skating for Georgia alongside Ota. 22nd they were in the Olympics. 22nd is the position they have going into the original dance. She looks so mature for 15.
Yeah, she certainly does. No doubt about that. They've got a Georgian folk dance lined up for us. And I always find it fascinating in the original how the different teams from the different cultures interpret the rules differently. There's 5 technical elements that they've got to include in that. And to be honest with you, that takes up most of the program. So there's very little time for choreography and getting that interpretation across. But some of them doing it really well. There's the Brits. We wish them all the very best of luck.
2.5 minutes each routine, give or take 10 seconds. We're going to start with the Estonians, Mallory and Rand. Then it's the Germans, Carolina and Daniel Herman, brother and sister. Then Christina and Mark for Great Britain. And finally from Georgia, Alison Reed and Ota JAPARIDZE.
First couple skate representing Estonia.
So the first we see lying in 20th place from Estonia. 20th last year in LA. Let's see if they can do just that little bit better. Caitlin Mallory and Christian Orand with some Estonian folk music.
Through the rotational lift, their first prescribed element. These two could do with a little bit more speed across the ice, but super presentation. Work through that circular step sequence, a little bit off sync on the twizzle at the end. Second of the step sequences, and they mustn't touch through this straight line step sequence. It's all about unison and synchronization, and these two looking super here.
Two super from Caitlin Mallory and Christian Rand. Couple won Estonia's first figure skating medal at an ISU championship. Teamed up in the summer of 2008. Second year in the mainstream as seniors. Once more, we've got a lot of youngsters in and making a fair amount of noise, which is good to see. Igor Spielband coaches them, and coaches the top two, of course, Virtue and Moir from Canada, and Davis and White for the USA. So his flavour of the month.
I tell you what, that had his trademark all over it, because I was really, really impressed with the way these two use their knees and the edge work throughout the program. It wasn't the most difficult program that we're going to see by any stretch of the imagination, and it was a bit slow across the ice, but just look at this, the twizzles, the synchronization through here. Not too bad, a little bit off on the end of that first one, but got it back on the second one. And we're doing the turns nice and cleanly. That's one of the prescribed elements. And one of the trickier ones too. I thought they were really good through the circular step sequence and the midline step sequence. Super unison and a real natural flow from these two. So early on, good to see that sort of skating quality.
Seem pretty happy with what they've done.
Oh, that was so easy.
Would have been an early morning for them, getting ready for this.
I tell you what, I think it really helps the ice dancers in particular to have such an animated crowd here. Really helps them along.
43.77, their best original score, 47.33. It's difficult for them. They're warmed up. Are the judges? It's first place, of course, and we're hoping to stay inside the top 20 and a chance for them to move up. Certainly, Igor looks pretty good. Next to go, the brother and sister from Germany. From Wuppertal. 17th in the world last year, but a disappointing compulsory has pushed them down below the Estonians in 21st place. They need to get their personal best, or better if they can. Music from the Alps from Carolina and Daniel Herman.
Kennst du die Perle Tirols, das Städtchen Kufstein, das kennst du wohl, umrahmt von Bergen, so friedlich und still. Ja, das ist Kufstein am grünen Inn. Ja, das ist Kufstein am grünen Inn.
Not bad at all. The coach nods his head. And they didn't skate it badly. I have to say, I know it's important to represent the ethnicity of your own country or indeed other countries, but I found that music rather disconcerting. And I could never really get it out of my head.
No, I heard you yodel once, and I'm still trying to get over it.
I'll do it again unless you behave.
No, all right, okay, I'll be good. No, I'm with you, absolutely. I was watching the first section of that, and I felt they were skating straight through it. And, you know, that's no discredit to them because they're good skaters, but it was a weird choice because it was almost impossible to skate to. Very strange rhythm, and yeah, it didn't work for me at all, that. And the other thing that I think was difficult for them was that it's so important here to have attention to detail. So as much of the program as possible. You're in unison, the arms match, the free leg, the line, everything is there, and it just wasn't there. You can see through these slow-mos that everything's working at a different time. Here's the synchronized twizzles turning at completely different times.
Yeah, he was turning a little bit quicker than she was.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the end result is it all looks a little messy, doesn't it? The music was a bit messy. And it's a shame, because they're a nice couple. It looks like they're having a battle with each other all the time.
Two of them, and they have 5 more brothers and sisters, would you believe? It's a very big family. So there's a bit of choice as to who they'd skate with. Don't think they'll be overtaking the Estonians, though.
I'll be disappointed if they did, because I thought the Estonians, the quality of their skating was very, very good. I loved them. A couple to watch for the future, I would say.
Estonians getting 43.77. To 44.03 to go above them. 42.81. It is subjective, but I think we feel that they've done well to get those marks. And they're in second place. The Estonians lead. There's a chance for the Brits to move up.
Second place. Thank you.
Now then, here they are. The British number 2s, 3rd in national championships. Their first World Championships. They didn't compete in the Olympics. They're only outing on the major stage. 18th in the European Championships last year. We do wish them well. Christina Chitwood and Mark HANRETTY with some Highland music. Very much together in those twizzles.
Could have been a bit quicker, but very good unison.
don't think they could have skated that any better. No alarms there. Nothing went fundamentally wrong. I just felt overall, you mentioned about the twizzles were a little slow. I felt overall just lacked a little bit of pace. But plenty of expertise. And I think they'll be pretty content with what happened there.
I think, to be honest, you've hit the nail on the head. They skated that as well as they possibly could have done. There's obviously room for improvement, and they're going to go away from here and focus on speed, sharpness, getting it all a little bit crisper. But on the whole, that was a great performance for them in their first World Championships, and I think they'll take a lot of confidence from that.
Mark, a former singles skater for 9 years, and he medalled at national junior level. Christina, a former US national ski racing champion, and karate junior Olympic gold medalist, so you wouldn't mess with her.
Look at the midline step sequence. Super changes of edge through this, and you've really got to use your knees to make that skate work and keep running. And you can see them into the twizzles there, super unison there. Just occasionally the extension from the free leg not matching, but difficult position on the twizzles there. You can see him watching and spotting her through the turns. And then onto the second set, back inside on the right foot. And they could do more with the free leg to try and get the level of those up. Here the straight lift. One lift in the program counts. You can do two. The second one would count as a transition though. And this was the transition lift at the end of the program. And they've got great personality, these two. And if they can build on the technical expertise that they've got at the moment, they could have a really good future here. Super stuff. Well done.
Jimmy Young on the right, who used to coach Karen Barber and Nikki Slater.
Well, he knows exactly what they need to do, and they're in good hands. So, well done to Jimmy as well for all the work that he's put in with these two.
Nice crowd. That was it. We should bring the school kids to everything.
Well, 5 years apart, but shared the same birthday. It was just 4 days ago. There's going to be some kind of present here. It's not bad. 44.27. That's the best mark we've had so far. And I'm not sure if it's going to move them up any places. No, but they're closing the gap on both the couples we've had before, the Estonians and the Germans. So that's very good news. If they can keep it going tomorrow, it can move up. Now from Georgia. Saw a glimpse of them in the warm-up. Her brother and sister, elder brother and sister, skating later on for Japan. So this is 15-year-old Alison Reed and 22-year-old Ota JAPARIDZE. They were in the Olympics, remember, 22nd there. It's their first World Championships. And quite right, some Georgian folk dance for Reed and JAPARIDZE.
super intensity through that step sequence.
Very enjoyable. I can't believe she's 15. She looks so poised, so mature. Just one thing I would say, Chris, I love that little stutter steps right the way through that diagonal sequence, but there was a lot of it. Is that counted as skating?
Well, that actually was not part of the step sequence. They did that afterwards, so that would be part of their presentation and going to the second mark. So, but it wasn't very difficult. Oh. So they were taking a lot of time out doing something that is not going to earn them a lot of points. Looked nice, but that would be one of the criticisms. But I tell you what, I'm not an expert in Georgian folk dances. I know you are.
Yes.
But
what do you want to know?
was that a good portrayal?
Seemed okay to me. It didn't offend me, but
no, I thought it was great. Actually, I thought they entered into the role right from the off, and the contrast as well I thought was super, because the first part was very intense, had a completely different mood to it, and then the whole thing lightened up as the music changed. So I think that was a big plus for me. Here's that midline step sequence at the beginning. Beautiful use of the knees, really keeping the rhythm going, and super unison. You can see them watching each other all the way through that. The straight line lift here in a spread eagle position, really difficult to maintain control on that. Not sure if he's happy about that or not.
Didn't look particularly happy. But a good rapport, these two.
They do. They've got a wonderful chemistry and good presence out there. They're quite a big couple, very striking. This is a bit you referred to, isn't it?
Yes, very good. But it lasted a fair amount of time.
There's a synchronized twizzles. He looked a little ragged on the first set, although hung on in there and then got it back together on the second set. And that final lift, which will count as part of the transitions. But very good indeed, and a super finish. I really enjoyed that. For a couple down in 22nd place.
Yes.
It was excellent effort.
It may not have been the best routine so far, but I think it was the most enjoyable. Yeah, it is very subjective. So, this mark so far, 44.27. And those are the third best. Mallory and Rand have the second best, but they're second overall. Not necessarily good news. Such as perhaps not as enthusiastic as we were about those marks. She's looking for confirmation for Evgeny Pladov. Don't think they were the marks they were looking for. Welcome back to Turin. Thanks for all your emails. The email address, skating.eurosport@yahoo.com. Got one in from David, who talks about Christina Chitwood and Mark Hanretty, saying, like on the English pair, let the Scots be Scots, perform something from their own fine cultural heritage. That's a good idea. Some of the answers he put through are less than exciting. Morris dancing, I'm sure that would work.
It would be interesting.
It would be interesting.
Lots of bells and whistles.
Yeah.
And the maypole could be a bit of a problem.
Yeah. But keep them coming. Some really good fun and some provocative too. So in this group we have skaters from Japan, Kathy and Chris Reed, the elder brother and sister of Alison. Daniel O'Brien and Gregory Merriman from Australia. And Jenny Mates and Alba Ukar from Turkey, and finally Caitlin Good and Nikolai Sorensen from Denmark. The top 20 make it through to the free, so 7 are going to go, and it could be all of them in this group, so they've got to really perform, these four. They've got a chance of making it. For 20th place going into this original dance, Caitlin Mallory and Christian Rand didn't get great marks. They are overall just in front at the moment of Alison Reed and Opa JAPARIDZE. It's very unlikely, I'm afraid, now the way things are going, that Christina Chitwood and Mark Hanretty will qualify for tomorrow.
It's a seeded draw, so all the good skaters going in the final 2 groups, really, the top skaters.
Very healthy crowd, I think, boosted of course by the school children who've been given the day off and obviously enjoying that.
I think it's a good move by the organisers. It's really created a fantastic atmosphere here.
On the left of Christina Ragozzi, one of the very best ice dancers. The world champion herself.
Yeah, with Andra Saleh back in blah, 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 blah.
Is that before your time, Chris?
It was around my time.
AD, anyway.
Yeah, it was. Skating on bones.
Sometimes it looked like it.
Yeah. It felt like it most of the time.
So here are Kathy and Chris Reed. Mother Japanese, and they've opted for Japanese music. Nikolai Morozov on the right there is their coach. They're very much out of the States, although representing Japan. Kathy and Chris Reed in 23rd place going into this original dance.
Super start. Oh, so fast on the twizzles. Difficult positions too.
Really good. They worked at that so hard. And they've got their unison down to a T. So they've been a little bit anxious that their younger sis, the 15-year-old, Alison, is a place above them going into this original dance. I'm sure they're best of mates, but I think some kind of pecking order needs to be established here. And let's see if it is.
Well, I tell you what, they couldn't have skated that much better. Just a little bit of a hiccup on the midline step sequence from Chris, but hardly anything. And fantastic interpretation. Loved again the contrast. Started off a little slower and then really got going as the music changed, but kept that intensity all the way through it. You're allowed to have a prop, and that can be a risky thing because all the movement is accentuated, and it's much easier to identify any problems that you have with the alignment, and it's something else to think about. But I thought it added to the routine beautifully.
And the prop must be an integral part of what you're trying to do, to portray.
Absolutely. I think they used it really, really well. Super on the lift there. The curve lift. Again, the spread eagle position. Thought the transitions, this was one of the highlights. The speed through the twizzles. You can see he's a little over the front of the skate on the first set, but recovered almost instantly. And then the hands behind the back on the second set. Right forward outsides. She could have kept the free leg a little bit higher on that second set. And this right in front of the judges, loads of eye contact just before that circular step sequence. Nikolai Morozov, he's out there with him. I thought the outfits worked well, his hairdo, and look at that for giving it the max.
Let's see what the reward is going to be.
Good dancing club, actually.
Daddy, love you so much.
Dad.
Thanks for the text messages.
Great job, Allison.
He obviously saw Alison skate. She did skate well. And these two as well. Alison Minota got 43.35. It was the third best so far.
Oh, good look, good marks.
Yeah, they are. They're red hot. 50.41. Well, they're going to be moving up. There's a chance they could make it. Yes, they're going into first place. They could make it through.
That's good judging, well deserved, because they were sharp.
Yeah, that's much better for them. Very exciting. Next, the couple from Australia, lying in 26th place of the 27. It's a difficult act to follow, though. The reeds, as invariably is in life.
I do my best. Always one step behind.
I wish. 3 times Australian national champions. Do a lot of their training in Sydney, but also in Vancouver with Victor Kratz. Former world champion, of course, with Shailene Bourne. This is Daniel O'Brien, Gregory Merriman, with some Aboriginal dance. Really together, I'm afraid, on the twizzles. Interesting interpretation. A shrug of the shoulders from Daniel, from Gregory rather. The problem I think that Daniel and Gregory have, for me, Chris, is the disparity in height is 21 centimeters, and one of your terms is getting down in the knee. He doesn't get down in the knee really, and so that accentuates the height problem, whereas she does.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, she's got a fabulous natural knee bend, really gets into the ice, and he sort of skates on top of the ice. So it does make the problem a little bit more. And it gives the impression that he's not giving as much as he could as well. So it's a real shame. But a difficult piece of music to interpret. I thought they did a great job. There was a lot to admire there. Gregory there missing a rotation on the last set of the twizzles, so that's going to hurt them. Super on the first lift, the curve lift here. He was just looking for a little more expression or character from him. Not necessarily a smile, but
something to show this is a performance.
Yeah. Just felt like he was going through the motions, a little late picking the foot up there, so he was late all the way through those twizzles. And then on this one, I think he was a rotation short.
Yeah.
So this is a good shot to get a real feel of the knee bend that you've got to have here. Gregory tends to be a little static with the upper half of the body as well. Not a real movement there and flow. So lots to work on, and you know, it's another team that's going to gain so much experience here. Just watching the other teams out on the practice sessions.
We're not going to see them in the free dance tomorrow, that's pretty much for sure. 38-21. And I'm afraid that's the lowest mark so far. But it is a season's best, and they've taken heart from that, and that's what it's all about. We travel 3/4 of the world to get here.
Thank you.
So next to go, the couple who are one place below the Australians. They have a chance of moving up, but they need to skate better than they did in the compulsories. First ice dancers to represent Turkey in an ISU competition. Teamed up last year, their first Worlds, of course. Some Turkish folk music from Sinead Mates and Albert Ukar. Sinead Mates and Albert Ukar. Got to be very careful what I say here, Chris, because one of my best friends is Turkish. And the music was fine, nothing wrong with the music, but I would have thought they could have chosen something a little bit more expressive to dance to, that really showed their character. But it was a little bit samey.
Tell you, for me, it looked as though they were both really, really nervous. There was a bad edge quality to that, which is a real shame, because they're quite a striking couple out there, and they are quite powerful skaters. You see in the warm-up, they covered a lot of ice once they get down in the knees, but once they got into the nitty-gritty of the program, the skate didn't seem to run at all, and there were a few moments there that were very, very dicey, and they would have felt uncomfortable. First off, I thought Alpa, just for the first 45 seconds or so, looked all over the place. Then when they got into their midline step sequence, I thought, oh, he's settling down and it's looking better. And then that's when Nathalie started to fall apart a little bit. So a real shame. Edge quality and the strength and depth of the edge work is something the judges are really looking for. They were slow on that second set of twizzles. His focus almost too much on her. just lost the last 1.5 rotations, or lost control in that last little bit. But here's an example of what they can do. Lovely rise and fall in the knee there. And this was good too, great balance point on the lift. Every now and then you felt like they were getting back into it, and then something would happen again to make you feel nervous. So they've got it, they've just got to keep it going for the duration of the program.
Nathalie Dubova on the right there. Leading ice dance coaches. Oleg Voiko coaches them too in the States. Here it's going to be the worst marks. Yes, it is by some way, I'm afraid. 6 points off the Australians, 32-14. So they will finish 26th. Remember, Zadorozhnik and Vabillo have withdrawn. So they will finish in last place, I'm afraid. But it's also all about getting experience. Last to go in this group from Denmark. 2 youngsters in their first Worlds. Didn't compete at the Olympics. 19-year-old Caitlin Good and 21-year-old Nikolai Sorensen with some Danish folk music. Waltz and then a polka.
Some good touches in that footwork.
Very well done. If only they'd skated like that in the compulsory a couple of days ago, they wouldn't be in the position they are now. Very unlikely to make it through into the top 20, but surely they'll be moving up a place. 25th. Well, there were at least a couple of routines we've seen already that were worse than that. Caitlin Good and Nikolai Sorensen.
Yeah, they worked really, really hard through that program, and the program's designed to get them as many points as they possibly can. Love the little heel turn in that first step sequence. And on the rotational lift, he kept her away from him, trying to get the level up. It was a difficult lift for them. Twizzle super, hands behind the back to get the level up there. And great interpretation and good content in that circular step sequence. All the time, all the way through the program, they kept that character going. A good presence across the ice. And looked like they were having fun. I was having fun watching it. They are starting off this midline step sequence. The quality of the skating from these two is so much better today than we saw in the compulsory dance. And I think that really does identify just how hard that golden waltz is. Here's that rotational lift. He's keeping her away. She's got hold of the skate as well, so the levels, all those ticking boxes, getting bullets all the time. And there the twizzle, perfect unison on the first set. Lost it a little bit on the second set, I think, if I remember. Hands behind the back. A little bit of movement from her free leg, but no, it wasn't bad at all. Yeah, I think that was a lovely performance, and they could be really, really proud of what they've achieved here this afternoon. Let's hope the judges go with them.
Let's see if they can move up. They need to be in second place to qualify. I don't think they'll be that good. No, 40.99.
Not a bad technical score, 25.20. Having a little bit on the second mark.
Sixth place. The judges didn't really go with it as much as I think we both felt they might. So I think they're going to finish more or less where they started.
So it's the same levels, just less pass.
So it looks like Kathy and Chris Reed and Caitlin Mallory and Christian Rand are the two who are going to qualify. I think there's only two. If my maths are right, there's 18 to go. 20 make it through. And I think the top two go through, which is bad news for the Brits, but they did themselves a power of good with their performance. And we're live now to watch this penultimate group. The KERRs will go first for Great Britain, then Vanessa Crone and Paul Poirier, then Meryl Davis and Charlie White for the USA, then FAIELLA and SCALI for Italy, and then PECHALAT and BOURZAT for France. No medals, of course, today. If you're new to ice dance, they'll be handed out tomorrow night. And these two will get a medal of some description. Will it be gold or silver, or possibly bronze? The Italians still have high hopes. There's confirmation of the order. And for the KERRs, we just want more of the same from yesterday.
Yeah, they skated one of the best compulsory dances that I think I've seen from them. So if they can keep that going, they've gone back to the traditional Scottish folk dance, which they did really, really well with a couple of seasons ago. So fingers crossed that goes down well here.
And these two crossing their fingers that they can turn things over. You had a sneaking suspicion that they might. Doesn't look like it at the moment.
No, they've got the work cut out, but it'll be interesting.
And the FAIELLA and SCALI, no surprise they were third, but convincingly third. It's theirs to hold or to lose at the moment.
Yeah, I've got to say, I was surprised just how far ahead of 4th, 5th and 6th place skaters they were. So if they can just nail a good one here this afternoon, they could lock that bronze medal away in this original dance.
Never been on the podium before at Worlds. The best they've done is 5th in Gothenburg a couple of years ago. It would be huge for Italy to get a medal tomorrow night if they can. The crowd just rising to them as they skate round.
And once again, busloads of school kids in the arena, and it is deafening. They know exactly when to shout. The appreciative crowd though. They've been supportive of the skaters that, you know, have struggled, haven't they? Think of Oda, they were cheering on, weren't they? And he had a nightmare.
Yep. And now the French looking a little quirky, I have to say, in their American country outfits. It's an American country scene for them. Nathalie PECHALAT and Fabian BOURZAT lying in 4th place.
Bit of a hoedown, isn't it, I think? Coming up.
Yeah. So the battle for 4th couldn't be closer. In fact, under 2/10 of a mark separate 4th place PECHALAT and BOURZAT, 5th place Koklova and Nowitzki, and 6th place Sinead and John KERR.
Yeah, this is not going to be decisive, but it's certainly going to sort it all out.
So I hope you'll enjoy it with us for the next, well, hour and a quarter. Don't forget, it's the men's free tonight. And that couldn't be more exciting. That's at 8 o'clock British time, 9 o'clock Central European. So the Brits to go first in this group, then the Canadians, then the Americans, then the Italians, and finally the French.
Apre il quinto gruppo, la coppia rappresentante la Gran Bretagna.
Next couple of skis representing Great Britain, Sinead and John KERR.
So here they go, lying in 6th place, but it was as good a compulsory program as they put together. Some Scottish dancing now for Sinead and John KERR. Lying in their best ever position in the World Championships. The best they've ever done before was 7th. They're 6th here, but poised to go even higher. Can they? Have been the problem for John. Strong start. Great fun. They're really on form here in Turin. They were a little disappointing in the Olympics, but no disappointment here. And the contingent of Brits who made the trip, very happy. Well, they've done what they can do. Now it's up to the judges.
Absolutely. They'll be thrilled with that performance. Great idea putting the twizzles right at the beginning of the program. A little slow across the ice. That could hurt them a little bit, but that was the only element that they seemed to be a little bit cautious on. Thought the midline step sequence was absolutely sensational. The circular step good too. Fantastic on the lift. Lots of innovation as we come to expect from these two. And the most important thing, a cleanly skated program. So well done, guys. You put the pressure on the other skaters now. That's all you could do.
It's interesting. John must have known he'd done pretty well, but he still wanted confirmation to see in his eyes from Evgeny Pladov.
Yeah, it's a funny feeling, isn't it? You know you've done your best, but you still want somebody to say, hey guys, well done. And here's those twizzles. So using the knee a little bit more than he usually does, a little bit of rise and fall in the knee on that first set of twizzles. Into that right forward outside, left forward outside for Sinead. And no problems there, nice and smooth. Timing not too bad too. This lift, one of the highlights of the program. Great balance point there from Sinead. Spread eagle from John, in fact a bower position. This was great, really, really difficult to maintain control on that. So many highlights in the program. I'm sure even the super slow-mo here, all the way through the footwork, showing how good the unison was. Rotational lift at the end. That was their transition lift. Really, really good effort, and a brave choice to change your program at this stage of the game.
Everyone in Turin can make tomorrow. Everyone in Ireland.
So it's Bobrova and Soroviev who lead at the moment for Russia. But that's going to be good enough. A season's best, much better than the Olympics. The best they've done so far. Very close to their all-time best. It's first place. But for how long? That's the key. But well done, Sinead and John Kerr. So next to go, couple lying in 9th place. The Canadian number 2s, no disgrace there. Remember, the Canadian number 1s are the Olympic champions. And these two, well, they're young and they've got plenty of opportunity to improve and move up the rankings. She's 19, he's 18. Their second World Championships, 12th last year, but a top 10 place virtually assured for Vanessa Crone and Paul Poirier.
Sharp through that midline step sequence.
Wonderful Eunice. World class. Isn't Canada blessed to have two couples as good as that? That was so professional, so smooth, so lovely to watch. We can dip down ringside now and have a chat to Sinead and John.
Skating with the heart is the most important thing, and I think that this Scottish dance is your heart. That's right?
Yes, I think so. I think because we are Scottish and we feel Scottish, and it's been a while since we've done this dance, and it's one that we really enjoyed in the past. So for us, you know, we wanted to just come here and really enjoy skating it, and the Italian audience really helped with that. They really got behind it, so for us it was a pleasure.
You're very well known as a couple that try always to be original and to find to new kind of music. What do you think will be interesting to have like original dance, some new music, for example, or some new theme?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime we can use a new modern theme and bring something different to ice dance, I think it's always much more interesting for the audience. I mean, you see it these days, there's so many things that people can spend money on, so we have to try our best to try and make our sport as interesting as possible for the audience.
Some suggestions?
Maybe a little bit of hip hop or something like that. Maybe we're going to bring that. Maybe we're going to bring that on down.
Thank you, guys, and good luck.
Cheers.
Thank you.
There you go. Could be the future.
Bit of hip hop.
Well, the judges might have heart attacks. Can imagine 50 Cent scored.
Hey, bit of rap. That'll sort him out.
Weren't these too good?
They were fantastic. Look at the lift there. His hands mustn't go above his head, and did really well. So they really pushing the boundaries all the way through the program. I tell you, it was a difficult program. And as I was watching it, it just struck me that we often talk about a rhythm and a tempo suiting a style of skating. I think in the Golden Waltz, these two really did struggle. It didn't suit them, didn't suit their style. But this more staccato style here with this flamenco, I think was fantastic for them. He in particular sold it to the max. And she had the intensity to carry it off and not get overshadowed by him. He's got such a strong upper half. It really came shooting across that. Really loved it.
Hi, Cassie. Hi, Sarah.
Thanks for all your emails. Remember, skating.eurosport@yahoo.com. 55.76. That's good. But Sinead and John stay in first place. Second place for CRONE and POIRIER, but they've done themselves no harm at all.
That's great. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Canada.
Hi, Canada. Hi, Scarborough. Let's do it. We're going to start today.
Now to the Americans, who are in second place, but less than a mark behind the leaders. It's been an awful draw for them. It's something I think the ISU should get to terms with. How you can have a couple in second place in the penultimate group. Still defies me, but there you go. Still the case, and it's not going to change because I said it. Anyway, here they are, runners-up in the Olympics, but virtually unbeatable throughout this season. Meryl Davis and Charlie White for the USA, with some Indian folk.
मेरा चैन वैन सब उजड़ा जालिम नजर हटा ले
Phenomenal. Exquisite. Charlie looked a little nervous, I thought, when he started, and I don't think he was really showing out until about halfway through, but the intricacy, the unison and the intrigue were there for all to see. It really was a super performance, particularly the second half.
Yeah, it did get stronger and stronger as it went on. I love that program. I've seen it a few times now, and I never get tired of watching it. I think it's an absolute masterpiece. They work with Indian dancers to choreograph and construct the routine, so it's pretty authentic. Not that I'm an expert on Indian dance, but...
I can imagine you, though.
Can you?
It's in my mind, but I better rid myself of that thought straight away.
I would. Yeah, that was fantastic. No big mistakes there. The speed on the twizzles, perhaps a little bit out of sync on the first set because it was so fast. But look at that, every shot, just amazing.
Remember last season when Charlie was a little vulnerable to mistakes? None this year.
Yeah, I think for me, when a number is right, particularly in a folk dance like this, you can, if you're watching it and you can imagine yourself, you're transported into the marketplace in India and watching the dancers. It's done its trick. And on the slow-mos, you can see just how intricate everything is through the program so fast. Those twizzles with your arms doing that, I can tell you, to keep the balance, not easy, let alone unison as well.
There's always something interesting happening. The Spiel band alongside Marina Zweva.
I think he's probably quite happy the draw's gone like this. At least it gives him a chance to spend some time with each team.
That is true. Okay, well, they're going to go into the lead, that's for sure. 69.29, yes, that's the season's best, better than the Olympics by a couple of marks, so that puts even more pressure.
That deserves
on the Canadians. Meryl Davis and Charlie White lead, and the gauntlet's been thrown down by these two. No wonder they're so happy. So now, the couple in third place. Outstanding they were, of course. They just have to turn up to thrill these people. But they've moved clear of the chasing pack. Can they stay that way going into tomorrow night's free dance? Fifth in the Olympics, but here with a real chance for the first time of a World Championship medal. Federica FAIELLA and Massimo SCALI. Tarantella. If we can hear the music.
Mistake there, big mistake by Massimo. Foot down on the second set of twizzles.
But you can hardly hear yourself with the screams around the Palavela here. I don't think they know how to react to that, because there was the mistake. First half of it I really loved. Just thought it trailed off a little bit in the second part.
Well, I'm sure he was thinking, what the heck have I done? Because halfway through the straight line step sequence, I thought he had a little bit of a stumble, a little bit of a hiccup, but it wasn't too bad. They lost sync a little bit there. But then into the twizzles, that was a big, big mistake. Foot down on the second half. Even the first set of twizzles, I think that's probably what went wrong. I think the direction that they'd taken, it was almost as if he was going towards her. And he was trying to correct himself and couldn't stay over the foot. She skated a blinder, I think.
They don't look best pleased. Ringside now, our leaders, Davis and White.
wonderful program today, but we know that Bollywood dance is a kind of highlight this season. Do you know that you are a window on the future of figure skating?
You know, we'll take it. We don't know that, but it's always nice to hear, and we're honored to have been called that.
What do you think that at this point so many couples have such high levels? Should maybe go with like level 5 or something like that?
No, I think all the teams are definitely improving under the new system and, you know, really pushing it. It's great to see so many teams doing it, but, you know, with the GOE, I think level 4 is enough.
Okay, thank you guys and good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Good people, good fun. And I think their lead is unthreatened by what we've seen here. The big question is, will these two hold on to third place, or is there a chance for the KERRs, for example, to move, if not above them, closer to them?
I think without any doubt the gap will be closed here, because that was not the sort of skate they were looking for. They would, you know, they're honest enough people to admit that there were mistakes in that program, and I really hope the judges judge as they should do. It wasn't secure, it wasn't strong. And because of the mistakes, the presentation, the presence on the ice wasn't quite the same as it would normally be.
58-23 the KERRs got. That's the mark to look at. It's better. 59-16. Don't like that a lot. I have to say, maybe we're speaking a little bit too patriotically, so we'll leave it there. But FAIELLA and SCALI, despite the mistakes, score higher by almost a clear mark than the KERRs.
Well, they dropped them on the technical score, but up on the presentation.
Last to go in this group, couple in the 4th place. They really could take advantage. They've never been on the podium. Steady advance for them over the last 3 years. Can they continue it here? 5th last year and now 4th going into the original dance. Only 7th in the Olympics, but a step up here in Turin. Some good old American country music for some very stylish French people here. Nathalie PECHALAT and Fabian BOURZAT.
Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can't have. It's early to rise, early in the sack. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm. Raising me a family and working on the farm. My days are all filled with an easy country charm. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on a griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. When the work's all done and the sun's setting low, pull out the fiddle and the rosin up the road. Kids are asleep, so I keep it kind of low. Thank God I'm a country boy.
I wouldn't trade my life for diamonds or jewels. I never was one of them money-hungry fools. I'd rather have my fiddle and my farming tools. Thank God I'm a country girl.
Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I get cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Mistakes on the twizzles.
They're so honest, these two. It was such a good program for the first, couple of minutes. And then the mistake, which kind of, well, it took the gloss off it, didn't it? I love the routine. It's out of character for these two, and yet they still made it work. PECHALAT and BOURZAT.
Yeah, it's funny for me. I mean, this was designed for Vancouver, but it seemed to work better here, didn't it?
It did.
Really enjoyed it, and the crowd getting right behind it. I think they skated that, apart from the twizzle, the best they've done all season. They were on fire for 99% of it. What a pity.
The Italians, though, are quite pleased. It's what they wanted to see, to be honest.
Yes.
Alexandra Zulin, remember, world champion with Maya Usova back in 1993. Fabian, well, the judges have made up their minds by now, so he's not doing the team a lot good with that, but not going to make any difference. What I love is the honesty.
Well, there's nowhere to hide, is there? It was there for all to see, but so much of it, so good. Here's that step sequence in the middle. They're such good skaters. The basic skating skill is so powerful. See that lovely, languid knee bend, generating so much speed. And a program that kept your imagination going all the way through it. Look at it. So difficult. Yeah, they made it look so easy and enjoyable. Hey. Oh, that was going to be the twizzle. It must be coming up in a minute. I'm sure they're going to show it to us. A great little highlight right in front of the judges. Here we go. Watch. Right forward inside twizzles.
I wouldn't trade my life for diamonds or
The left forward outside one, the harder one with the arms behind. Oh, got too much outside edge.
Thank God I'm a country girl.
Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, it takes on.
Yeah. Absolutely right.
Yeah, felt like he'd been shot.
Yeah.
Well, he did the shooting himself. How costly will it be?
Well, it didn't hurt the Italians too much.
No. I sense it might hurt these two a little bit more. It has. 58-55. Still better than the KERRs, but below the Italians. And, I just sense there's a little bit of thank you for having us marking going on here. And he's inconsolable.
Well, he knows the door was open. The Italians did leave the door open for these two to take a step.
Tough for them, and that's how it looks at the moment. Davis and White lead by a country mile, and FAIELLA and SCALI have extended their lead over two of the chasers. There's still one more to go of the main chasers for their third spot. Terrific for Kathy and Chris Reed, who've moved up 6 places. That's almost unheard of. A super performance in our earlier show. Hope you saw that. Right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back for the final group when you return. Welcome back. We're halfway through the warm-up. It'll be the Canadians to go first, the leaders, Virtue and Moir, then Emily Samuelson, Evan Bates for the USA, then these two, Yana Koklova and Sergei Novitsky for Russia, then the Italians, Cappellini and Lanotti, and then ZARETSKY and ZARETSKY, the brother and sister from Israel. Right, let's go down. It's Italians interviewing Italians. Here's FAIELLA and SCALI.
Of course, it's difficult, this third position. It seems that everybody is a little nervous today. Federica.
Yeah, we was a little bit nervous, but I think that we was able to work in it and to do our best also today.
Massimo, your dance is really Italian, and all the story of your skating and your life is about Italy. You think it was something very good for this audience?
Well, I think it was amazing for the audience. We were close to to get on the ice for the warm up, and the people were screaming "Tarantella, Tarantella, let us dance!" So it was a little hard today to manage the situation. But I mean, I'm really proud of Fede and really happy for what we did today.
Tomorrow we will see another story about the immigrants. That's the story of your free dance. How to be living in America and coming back in Italy to do the World Championship.
Well, we were saying that that's the end of the circle. So we left, we were there, and then we are coming back in our country. So I think that it's a perfect story for our free dance tomorrow.
Thank you guys and good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
And now on perfect English as well, so congratulations to Massimo for that. These are ZARETSKYs who will be last to go, lying in the 8th spot. Brother and sister Alexandra and Roman.
Yeah, they're a team who've really improved this season. They've got 2 good programs lined up, and they'll want to be able to calm those nerves. Last to skate, never easy, especially in an atmosphere like this afternoon. It is electrifying. Interesting, Massimo not mentioning the mistake on the twizzle.
No. I wonder if we'll get a little bit more directness from our next interviewees. We're going to have a chat hopefully soon with PECHALAT and BOURZAT. And of course they're lying in 3rd place at the moment. Maybe there's going to be a little time for that. But no, here they are, ringside.
FAIELLA SCALI doing a little mistake. This was getting you more nervous, or doesn't affect your program?
No, actually, when I have to skate after, I don't like to watch the other performance. So I didn't know anything about the competition, and I even didn't know about the mistake of FAIELLA SCALI.
It seems that will be a very big fight for the bronze medal. Do you think that your free dance tomorrow is strong to win a bronze medal?
Yeah, I think we get back to the circus free dance, the one we like a lot, and all the crowd like very much, the judges too. So we felt comfortable on it. So I guess we can make the difference with the free dance.
Thank you guys and good luck for tomorrow.
Grazie.
Straight on then with the leaders. Here they are, the Olympic champions, Tessa Virtue and Scott Moir. sequence. Well, they're almost unbeatable these days. They have such an aura, such a gloss about them. I have to say, in the first half of the programme, I was a little confused. They didn't seem to be skating to the music. Certainly in the second half they were, but there weren't a lot of flamenco moves that mirrored the music in the first minute. But everything they did with such luster.
Yeah, I thought that was fantastic, and I was just thinking that what a difference that Olympic gold medals made to them, because there seemed to be just that extra little bit of something, and it's almost impossible to put your finger on what it is, that magic touch. They're always light across the ice, they're always sharp, but that to me, I thought was fantastic. I thought it was sharper than I've seen them. Just so tight on every move. Love the way she used the skirt throughout the program. Here's those twizzles. Absolutely no problem there. Spotting each time through. A great lift this. Absolutely super. Just so difficult. Transitions throughout the program, very, very difficult indeed. Almost impossible to pick out what was an element and what was choreography. It was wonderful. Really enjoyed it.
And you never feel they're going to fail at any moment.
Remember, the Americans have got the best they've got all season, and prior to the Olympics, they were beating them on this routine.
But not this time. Even better. Their best ever score on the original dance. So they move not comfortably clear, but significantly clear of the Americans. And it looks as if the gold is coming their way, bar a disaster tomorrow.
Very well done, guys.
They're going to take an awful lot of knocking off the pedestal. Great that they came here, and great that they are able to skate like that. Now then, we move down to 10th place. And here are the second young Americans. Third place in American Nationals. They did well at the Olympics, 11th, and even better here. It's 10th place going into this original dance for Emily Samuelson and Evan Bates. Some more American music. There's some Dixie Chicks. Oh yeah, great fun. Another of the new generation of ice dancers, these two. And again, as we said in the men's event yesterday, we're in good hands now as we move in the next 4-year cycle towards Sochi. This is terrific stuff.
Yeah, it certainly is. Really, really fun routine. Looked cleanly skated to me. Didn't see any hiccups in there. Obviously skated slower than our top teams, but still very, very good indeed. Technically a demanding program, getting the levels up on all the key features. Super unison through the twizzles. And so much energy coming out across the ice. And they certainly seem pleased with the performance, and rightly so.
Well, I wonder if the judges will give them a bit of a lift up. Remember the previous group, they saw a couple of mistakes. FAIELLA and SCALI, and then PECHALAT, BOURZAT. These two are going to close the gap between the 10th place they have and what we've seen. I doubt it, but it would be nice to see.
Yeah, I don't think these two had the speed across the ice, and they don't have the strength yet.
We're going to have a talk to the leaders now. Tessa and Scott are ringside.
Every time with Davis White, it's a challenge. They did a wonderful program, and you have to do something better. You did today.
Yes, well, we can always expect Meryl and Charlie to skate cleanly. I mean, we see them every day in practice, and they're just great skaters. They're great performers. They always rise to the occasion. So we were expecting that, and we knew we had to deliver today.
So now the pressure after the gold medal in Vancouver. Every time you have the skate on the ice, you have to show that you are the best, and you have to beat yourself. How difficult it is?
Well, it is hard, and there is a little bit more pressure, but as always, you know, we're just trying to think about doing what we do and skating like we do at home, and it seems to be a little bit more fun in front of a crowd, so that helps as well.
Okay, so thank you guys. Good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Not great marks, I'm afraid. 52.79. So no progress. In fact, they may well drop. Bobrova and Soloviev, the Russians, are being given a lift up. So not good news for Samuelson and Bates.
I think you guys circulating
Back into the top 5 now. Remember, this is a couple who are locked in that battle just behind FAIELLA and SCALI, trying to get into 3rd. PECHALAT and BOURZAT were not able to move up, but perhaps these two can. Bronze medalists a couple of years ago in Gothenburg. Since then, not much has gone right, although they did win the Europeans last year. But 6th in LA in the World Championships, 9th in the Olympics, so looking for a big step up here. Yana Koklova, Sergei Novitsky with some Russian folk. Very good twizzles too.
Oh dear.
Ну поцелуй меня, come душа.
An innovative routine, the choice of music somewhat bizarre, and there were periods when it really did work. There were other periods when, well, it obviously didn't. But a real challenge and great fun to watch, but flawed.
Yeah, in fact, 2 mistakes. I know you said good twizzles, but on the first set he had a bit of a hiccup. Didn't put the foot down, but didn't really have his weight over the skate on one of the turns. So I didn't think it was worth mentioning, to be honest, because people have put their foot down and it's made no difference at all. So
thank you, Chris.
But then there was that big mistake at the beginning of the circular step sequence. I really enjoyed the program, actually. I think it was a chance for them, for their character to come out.
Yeah. Yes, when it worked, it was super, but I just thought there were just the little periods where you thought, well, how are they going to skate to this?
Yes.
When he was singing, well, like you do in the bar.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. When have you heard me sing in the bar? She's got such great facial expressions, doesn't she? She really acts the part. I thought this was sensational, the midline step sequence, the unison just to die for. Left forward outside twizzles there, tricky ones to do, no problems, almost ran out of speed.
Got an email in from Mark saying, do you think there might be a move from the Russian authorities to lure back people like Spielband and Zwaver in order to coach the Russian team before Sochi?
Well, there has been. That's part of the problem with the Russian team. I don't think they'll get Spielband back, but certain coaches have made their way back to the US. The problem is that they've lost a generation and they've got a gap now. They lost out with the base of the triangle, if you like, the grassroots skaters. They just don't have the depth that they used to have. No. So they've got a big, big problem. They're not going to solve it in 4 years.
No. But they can perhaps start the groundwork for the next generation.
Well, I think they've started to do that. I mean, they have lured some of the coaches back. Oleg Vasiliev for one.
Ooh, not good marks. 54-28.
2 mistakes. Big ones too. And they're not Italian.
And good news for Sinead and John. They're going to move above them. I think Sinead and John, the maths is still going on, but I'm pretty sure that Sinead and John will move above those two. And that's tough to take for the Russians. Yeah, I can confirm. Sinead and John are going to move up to 5th place, provided they can hold that position. Now, more for Italy. FAIELLA and SCALI in 3rd place. But here are the alluring Anna Capolini along with Luca Lanotti. With some more Italian folk.
mezzo al mare, mamma mia, salterà l'ora della per danzare che in amor non mancherà. Via la luna in mezzo al mare, mamma mia.
Mistake from Luca as he went out of that twizzle.
That was a big mistake because they lost a few steps out of the routine as well. Took him a while to recover.
Mamma mia, salterà, resti danza torna torno una tombe vecchio cono a ciascuna toccherà, finché c'è brilla una stella, una stella, il più bello, la più bella, tutta notte naserà. Mamma mia, via la luna in mezzo al mare, mamma mia, salterà.
Well, the look couldn't be better. They make a model couple, but the skating just a little flawed. It's a bit risky, isn't it, when you go a zillion miles an hour like they were throughout that program? You're really asking an awful lot of yourselves.
Well, they're really trying to make it up into the next level. It's one thing to be in 7th place, but it's another thing entirely to get inside that top 5, as John and Sinead will tell you. It's a difficult, difficult task. And they know they've got to push it, and push it they did. Had a mistake. I love these two. I've got to say that, for me, that program's not one of the best ones they've done, even if they skated it clean. But it is a subjective thing. All the technical elements are in there, except, of course, that big mistake on the twizzle, and he did lose a bit of ground getting back into it, and he knows it.
But he is Italian, and he just might get away with some of it, not all of it. How harmful will it be?
Who knows, it might help. But there were some great highlights in the program. Super on the lift, and what amazing presence these two have, especially in an arena here that are on their feet for these two. There's the twizzle. Just watch this. He's not comfortable on the first set. Now he goes into the right forward outside. Had a really steep outside edge on the first one. You can see the whole thing going all over the place.
A couple who teamed up in the spring of 2005. Stayed in Italy and then switched last year to France. This is their first year with Meryl Zazoui and Roman Agenard, you saw ringside. Now, 7th place, I can't see they're going to improve, although the judges have been particularly harsh on Koklova and Nowitzki. Rightly so, but so there is a chance that they, even though that was a little substandard, they just might improve. Oh no, not with those marks they won't. 51-40. No help for the Italians here.
They've been hammered, haven't they, really?
They have. And it's 9th place we want to go, so they dropped a couple. Trying to figure it out, but that's not good, I'm afraid.
Oui, on a la chance de manager.
So the final couple to go. did so well in the compulsory. Not been in the top 10 in Worlds last year. They were in Gothenburg, 9th. But here they are in 8th after a bit of a nightmare last year where they finished in 13th spot. Can they keep it going? There's a good chance for them to move up. Couples around them making mistakes. 8th place is a good place to be right now for the brother and sister, Alexandra and Roman ZARETSKY. A Jewish folk dance.
Roman got through that second set of twizzles. Goodness me, he was all over the shop. But it was a slow burner, that one, but it finished in a blaze of glory. And they've continued their improvement. A couple, of course, coached now by Galit Chait, who won the world bronze medal some 8 years ago now. Last year. Sergei Satanovsky. So, they've done what they can. Just a little bit heavy, I thought, early on, but not in the second half. Yeah, I think at the beginning, Roman was not over his skate at all. There was a little glitch just about 20 seconds into the routine where he looked a little uncomfortable, and then the second set of twizzles, his body weight was all over the place, and once you start oscillating, you got all kinds of problems. You just got to hang on in there, and hang on he did. So a skate of a lot of guts there from Roman. Alexandra looked really on song all the way through that, and they really are a team that have improved season on season, and this year they haven't disappointed at all. Fantastic expression, really into the part. Just watch this. First set didn't look too bad. He's spotting her well. They keep the unison going in here. And when he starts, the left leg's going up and down, up and down. He's rocking backwards and forwards. You can see the skate stuttering, and then he got it back together through the middle of it. She's like hanging there, holding her breath. But then he put it behind him and sold the rest of the program and sold Alexandra well all the way through. Dynamic finish to this routine.
Well, there's been a lot of movement around 7th, 8th, 9th place. Some performing, some not. I think these two are sort of in the middle, really. So maybe they'll lose a spot to one and then gain a couple. It could be good news for the ZARETSKYs. 56-13. Season's best for them. No harm done. Better than the Canadians, who were one place behind them. Better than the Russians. Yeah, they've moved up one. It's the Russians who've been dropped here like a stone. Baklova and Novitsky. So good news for the brother and sister from Israel.
Thank you, and we hope to see you then.
The Russians hold on to 6th place, but the ZARETSKYs have moved up one place and they're on their tails. And the confirmation that Sinead and John have moved into 5th place. So very good news for them. And Capellini and Lanotti have gone crashing down to 10th place. And then lower down, Kathy and Chris Reed moving up from 23rd to 16th place. That's fantastic. And a good skate for Christina Chitwood and Mark HANRETTY, but they won't make it through. Only 20 make it through to the free dance. Now we have a chat with Marina Zueva, one of the coaches of the top two couples.
Marina Zueva, two wonderful teams, wonderful programs every time, but so different. Why?
Well, because I have such a different team, different feeling, different skate, different physical ability. I think I'm one of the more happiest coach in the world because I have a young and different two wonderful, talented teams. That's why different choreography.
Of course, it's important for a coach and choreographer have such a great skaters. How much you learn from your skaters every day?
Oh, every day, all my life. I start learn from, well, best and so touchable, the team Gordeeva and Grinkov, Ekaterina Gordeeva, Sergei Grinkov, 2 times Olympic champion, and I did work with them since 1982, and so I learn every day, and I really hope someday I will be growing up.
Talking about the original dance, what do you think could be interesting for ice dance for the future and for the original dance? I'm talking about music or different style. Do you have some idea?
Well, usual we follow the ISU rule, and first of all I want to say thank you very much for changing the rule and changing system, because only in the new system was possible to grow two wonderful team as Davis White and Moir Virtu, because they was growing a new system, a new element, the style, you know what I'm talking. So, and that's what I will follow. We will follow ISU rule. But personal, I really like the original dance how it looks now. No, I'm sorry, but I love it. Maybe could be a little bit more looks like dance. Maybe less one element as maybe side by side footwork, more touch together. You know, more close. That's all.
Thank you very much, Marina. Congratulations for you and for your wonderful teams.
Thank you.
Good stuff. More dancing is what she's saying, really. It's really what it's all about. So it all shakes down to Virtue and Moir leading by 2 points, and then quantum leap to FAIELLA and SCALI.